Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Captain's Table. I am your host, Captain B-Nard, and today we are going to be comparing and contrasting the old versus the new version of the WWE United States Championship replica belt. I thought this would kind of be a fun thing to do because I do own quite a few replica belts, both the old and new versions of them. I thought it would be cool to go ahead and look at them side by side and compare and contrast them, tell you what I like and what I don't like about each one, and then which one for me is the better of the two. And I decided to start that little mini series off here with the United States Championship, which is one of my favorite championships of all time. On the top of your screen there, you will see the original United States Championship that WWE debuted in 2003. That version of the title lasted all the way until 2020, so 17 years on TV, which I believe might have been the longest amount of time that any design of a championship was on TV in WWE. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if not, it has to be one of the close ones. Definitely in the last, I want to say, 30 plus years, that is the longest tenured version of a belt on TV for WWE. Yeah, very, very long-standing design, obviously. 17 years on TV, as I said. And the one on the bottom there is the new version, the current version of the United States Championship that debuted in 2020 to present day, which at the time of this recording is about 4.5 years on TV. Now I will put a little disclaimer. There have been little variations of each of these titles. For the original United States Championship, it went through minor changes in its 17-year run on TV. Obviously, the WWE logo changed from the scratch logo to the network logo during that time. So this is the network logo version of the title. Additionally, originally, I believe it also had the property of WWE, the fifth side plate, which obviously this version does not have either. Little differences were made to that version over the years, but it was always the same basic championship belt. And for the newer version of the title, there was actually, for a brief period, a variation of that. It was the special edition LA Knight strap. But obviously that's not this version. This is just the standard version of the United States Championship current version. Having said that, this overview, as you can see here, is a pretty nice overview. You can see basically the entirety of both belts right here. I'm going to do a little sweep from side to side so you can see. So on the left-hand side there, obviously that's the first snap box of the strap, and then we're going to sweep slowly from left to right so you can see kind of an overview before we get into a little more detail. And then when we get over all the way to the right-hand side, obviously you can see there is the specialized belt tip on the newer version, which the old version does not have. We are, of course, going to take more of an in-depth look at these. That's what this is all about. And we're going to start off with the original United States Championship, obviously. And so we're going to just kind of zoom in and then go left to right, essentially. So not much going on over here on the left-hand side. Of course, you have the snap box, which is 2x7, 2x8, sorry, snap box here. So that is they call it the male snaps. So nothing too crazy going on there. There is quite a bit of tooling around the edges, which is kind of nice. A little bit of a design here. And then when you move over toward the, more toward the center, you have this WWE Champion tooling here that you can see, which is kind of nice as well. When we get to the first side plate, it is on the smaller side, but it is, of course, as you can see, the Statue of Liberty in gold, which looks very nice. 4 white stars on either corner and a blue background behind the Statue of Liberty, which really works, I think. And then we have the next side plate, of course, which is the WWE Network logo with a star. The blue and white with the little accents of red is really, really nice. And then, of course, we have a red and white stripes here and additional designs in the gold. There's actually an eagle toward the top here in the gold, which is really nice, obviously, as you can see. And then, of course, we have the center plate here, which is just absolutely magnificent. Of course, it is a the American flag logo in the background, which what else would you want for a United States Championship? Of course, it has the logo at the top, the champion banner in the middle, and then my title that I own has a customizable John Cena nameplate. As I do believe John Cena to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, U.S. champion of all time. And so, yeah, that's why I have his nameplate on this title. So that's the customization option on this title is the nameplate. That's kind of the old school way to do it for all of the older titles that have that. And then moving along, we have the identical side plates on the right-hand side of the title, of course. These are just mirrored images of the side plates from the other side, same thing, obviously. And then we go all the way to the other end, which is what they refer to as the female snap box, which is this one is 2x5. So yeah, and then just a flat black belt tip, nothing crazy, nothing fancy at the edge right there. So that is the overview of the original United States Championship. Very nice title. My only complaint about this title, I will say, I love everything about this title. I would say from a design standpoint, I would give this a 10 out of 10. The color scheme, I would give this a 10 out of 10. Just absolutely beautiful. The overall aesthetic of the title is just amazing. There is really only one bad thing I have to say about this title, and that is the fact that it is very light, very thin. I'll kind of try to show you guys if I can, but you may be able to see it here. This is the metal plates on this title are very thin, and there's not a lot of weight to this title as a result overall. It kind of feels like it's on the small side, this title. Which was always a grievance that I had even before they introduced the newer versions of the titles. Like even back in the day when title belts were a little bit smaller than they are today, the United States Championship was always a little on the small side. So that's really my only complaint about this title. Other than that, I think this title is absolutely magnificent. This is my favorite championship belt design of all time. And yeah, just an amazing, amazing design overall. Like I said, the size and the weight is really my only grievance. If they were to beef this thing up and make the plates thicker and make the title a little bit bigger, I think this would be a perfect championship. But still amazing championship nonetheless. So, but yeah, moving along, we're going to go ahead and come down to, of course, the new version of the United States Championship. We're going to do the same thing with this guy. So again, we're going to start with the male snap box, which on this belt is 2x6, as you can see. So a little bit smaller. That doesn't really matter too much, honestly. The size of the snap boxes is kind of irrelevant in my opinion. I don't think that really matters too much. Same thing, kind of a flat black tip of the belt on this side. That's pretty standard. But as we move along, you can see there's detailing in here. Now, the thing about this title is that there's no actual tooling on the edge of the strap, which is something that is missing from on the new title as opposed to the old title. There is a, nice tooling on the actual center of the strap, so you can see the WWE logo and then a bunch of stars here, which is very nice, I think. Then we come to the first side plate here, which, of course, as we all know, on the newer WWE Championship belts, there are removable, customizable side plates. So the first one that I have on here, as you can see, is Bobby Lashley. This is his version 1 of his side plate. And I believe there were 2 versions of this, although this was the only one that was ever on TV. Obviously, this isn't really part of the title in the sense that this could be anything, but the rest of the side plate is part of the actual title. So you can see there are still the 4 stars around the corners, although no color, it's just all gold. But yeah, I do like this side plate on this title because Bobby Lashley was a very prominent U.S. champion in the more modern era in recent years. So, but then we go ahead and come to the center plate here, which is absolutely massive, absolutely huge, as you can see. I can't really get just it on its own too much if I zoom out all the way. But yeah, that's the center plate. Very nice looking center plate, very design and detail oriented. Obviously, you have the huge eagle in the middle of this thing. You have the giant United States champion banner across the top. You have all the white stars up top with the network logo, of course. Yeah, the gold and silver really work very well, in my opinion. Great color scheme. This thing is absolutely solid. It's absolutely huge. I want to show you guys now just the absolute difference here. With this championship, just look at the absolute difference as far as the thickness of the plates on this thing. These plates are absolutely massive compared to the old version of the championship, which is one of the big pros, I think, for this championship, for the newer one. But yeah, just a really nice looking design here. I've heard a lot of people say that this center plate of this new United States Championship kind of reminds them of a Super Bowl ring, which I do kind of see because of the overall shape and the overall just aesthetic of this. It does kind of remind you of a Super Bowl ring almost, but yeah, very nice looking, of course. And then as we move to the other side, of course, we have the other identical side plate on this side, which in this case, I have the Seth Rollins side plate on this side. This is, I believe, the version 3 Seth Rollins side plate. I think, and they were all on TV. So, but I believe this is the newest, most recent Seth Rollins side plate, which I believe is the 3rd version of his side plate. So again, like I said, this could be any side plate, but that's just what I have on there because he was also a pretty prominent champion in the modern era. So, and then as we move along, of course, we have the identical tooling on the strap here with the stars and then the logo. And then, of course, we come to the other side here where we have the 5x2 female snap box, same thing as it was on the other one. And on this one, of course, we have the belt tip. And so this is not just any ordinary belt tip. All the newer WWE Championship belts have their own kind of special belt tip. And as you can see with this one, it is very, very well done, gold and silver with the WWE logo. And of course, like a shield around that as well. So very, very nicely done. Very good looking, I think. So one of definitely a very smooth edge to the belt tip, which I think is really nice too. So yeah, very nice. This belt tip is very, very nice, I have to say. So that is an in-depth look at both of these championship belts. Now, I'll give you kind of my overall impression of both of them. As far as color scheme with the two of these titles versus each other, I think the original takes it there. There's no question in my mind. Color scheme and overall layout, I think that category definitely goes to the original. There's no question in my mind. The new one is nice, I will give it that. And I will tell you guys, I was not a big fan of the new design of the United States Championship when it first came out, but it definitely has grown on me to the point that obviously I own the replica now. But yeah, but still, the design and the color scheme does not compare to the original still. I think the original is certainly better. So as far as customization options go, you have obviously with the old version, the nameplate versus the new version with the side plates. I think that, again, I have to give this category to the old version. And the reason I say that is because although the side plates are nice, The biggest problem with the side plate era of WWE Championship belts is that you sacrifice such potentially detailed and beautiful side plates on the title to have those customization options there, that it really does detract from the overall appeal of the belt, in my opinion. So just look at the difference, obviously, with the original United States Championship. Those really detailed, really beautiful, well done side plates, great color scheme, great designs on them. And on the new championship, you sacrifice all that just to put the wrestler's name or the wrestler's logo on the side of it instead, which is certainly a downgrade in my opinion. Even though some of the side plates get pretty nice, obviously I wouldn't own these if I didn't think they look good, but I still think that the nameplate system was better, at least as when it comes to this championship. Because like I said, you're sacrificing those really well done side plates with the Eagles and the Statue of Liberties and all that, just for wrestler names and logos, which, in my opinion, is a downgrade for sure. The one category I will say that I do give the win to the new version of the championship is size and weight. So as you can see, obviously, with the center plate alone, you can see how much bigger the center plate is on the new United States Championship versus the old one. And like I showed you guys before, the thickness of the plates and thus the weight of the overall belt itself. The new one feels much heavier. It feels much better. It feels like a true prize, which is obviously what you want. The one thing as well that goes hand in hand with that is also the belt tip, obviously. No belt tip versus the new belt tip. I think that's a no-brainer for the new championship. I think obviously the belt tip is better. So that kind of goes hand in hand with that. So, but yeah, overall, I do think these are both very nice looking championship belts. But I think as far as overall, to me, there's no comparison between the two. The old one is the superior design, in my opinion. So, but like I said, both very nice titles. I have grown to like the new title as well. Like I said, obviously I wouldn't own it if I didn't. I do think one thing, as far as, like I said, my biggest criticisms, I kind of already said it for the old version. If they just made it a little bit bigger and made the plates thicker, made it a little heavier, I think it would be the perfect championship. As far as criticism of the new championship goes, I think the biggest thing is the lack of blue on this title, because this is the United States Championship. I see the red, I see the white. I barely see any blue on this championship. The only blue is the giant word champion in the middle. A lot of people have said with this title that the biggest improvement would be if there was like a blue background behind the stars, that would make it look a little better. I'm kind of torn about that. I do think that might make it a little better, but it would have to be the same shade of blue as what they put on the champion lettering in order for it to work, in my mind. But yeah, they really should have found a way to squeeze some more blue onto this belt. So that is definitely lacking in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't really change too much about this belt. Obviously, with the side plate versus nameplate customization thing that's just the way all the championships are in the modern era, so I can't really hold that against it too much. And I don't hate the side plate system. I just think that it's inferior to the old design. But yeah, other than that, like I said, just two very, very nice looking championship belts. Like I said, these are the official authentic replicas, so they are metal plates on simulated leather straps. Great items to have in your collection if you collect that sort of thing, and just really nice looking overall collector's items. So, but yeah, like I said, I think the old one takes it in a head-to-head between these two. So, but that's going to do it for this video. So thanks for watching again, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new videos in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.